Film and TV credits are probably actually easier to list what she hasn't been involved in. Of course, she's been in True Lies, Bring It On, Dollhouse, True Calling, Buffy the Vampire. Woo! It's going to be a fun 45 minutes with our guests here. Again, if you have any questions, microphone right in the middle. Do not be shy. You can start lining up now if you have any questions for Eliza Dushku.
Wrong
yesterday, some of you guys follow me on Twitter and Facebook. You know, I've been working on this little Albania documentary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
You're all these Albanians in the house, right? But we literally are leaving on Tuesday for Albania, and we're premiering it there for like the whole country. And we were literally locking and loading the project just yesterday. I was doing voiceovers on Thursday night, and after we premiere it there, if you guys are like Kickstarter peoples, we'll be announcing a New York screening and an LA screening, and shit, we should do like an Ohio screening, right?
Right!
But thank you guys for anybody that supported. We really appreciated it, and we really needed it, so thank you.
Have you been out before yet?
I was just out there signing for a hot second, but now we're here and then I'm
Any weirdos so far yet today?
No, like, you know, some people getting their freak on, but I like that.
Oh, God.
Well, you do a lot of these events. Is there any one story, one fan interaction, good, bad, somewhere between that stands out over any other?
I think probably the weirdest and like not weird, it's a little unsettling sometimes is when people, you know, will do a photo op and someone will come in and be like, I have the big tattoo too, let's take a picture with them together. I'm like, bro, that decal hasn't been on me in about 10 years. Yeah, or women, they'll get mad. I feel really
Again, if you have any questions for Eliza, go ahead and line up in the middle. We have one gentleman who's been patiently waiting. The brave soul who gets to go first.
That guy. Make it good, bro. Pressure's on. Doesn't sound like a confident start, but we're with you.
Well, Joss Whedon is doing the show thing, and and if he wanted you to go on and do it, who would you like to play for the Marvel superhero?
I can't do that, man. I can't put stuff out there like that. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But I feel like I jinxed myself one time already in the past. So, I don't know very much about it, but I know that with Marissa and Jed, who were also on Dollhouse, and Joss behind it is bound to be pretty epic. So, I'm wishing them, all the best on that. Who would you think I should play? When Joss was doing Wonder Woman at one point, I remember him, we talked about it, and he was like, Liz, I love you for a lot of things, but you just don't scream like big Amazonian woman to me. I respect that.
I was thinking Spider-Girl.
Yeah, maybe Spider-Girl, I like that.
They could be looking for the Wasp.
Thank
though.
you.
Is there an Ant-Man movie on its way?
If you put it out there sometimes, it does the opposite of come. It goes away. So I like to play it just like plays it.
Well, is there any role, maybe not necessarily with Joss Whedon, but any role in Hollywood that you've been maybe striving to play in your career?
If there is and has been, and now that I have a production company and we're producing projects, that's really what we're aiming towards. We're, doing it ourselves, and sometimes in the producing world, well, always in the producing world, it just takes a little longer getting there than just like you're hired, show up next week. So I've been seemingly on a bit of a hiatus, but we've been creating some really cool stuff. I have a couple of features, TV show, hopefully on a cable network. I'm thinking maybe they'll get down with, my badness a little more. And then, our Alabama project.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to ask, how did you feel portraying a comic character like Catwoman in Batman Year One?
It was surreal. It was really surreal, but I had a great time. I mean, I've always been sort of told that I gave good voice, but now I've been doing more and more voiceover stuff, and like it's a whole other ball game. It's like it's so impressive to work with amazing voiceover artists as well, and it's just like a whole different. I mean, similar, but it's different. So California ditzy, like the same but different. But it's just bizarre, but. Playing Catwoman was surreal and awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All these people lined up. They're like, once the first guy's out of the way, we're good.
Just so you know, I'm shaking from stage fright right now.
I feel you.
Alright, good.
Just throw me in here, baby.
I'm actually like a big fan of your humanitarian work, and I just kind of curious as to like what got you started in that.
What got me started? I mean, my mother, some of you may know, she's a political science professor, and just as my mother's daughter from the time I was, small, like she taught African politics, and she would take off to Africa, like, constantly, like leave before kids with somebody, and or she started to one by one take us with her, and I tripped and fell into this business, but before I was acting, I was always traveling with my mother and with my brothers and family, and part of I think being able to tell people stories and act is being able to hear real people's stories and like go straight to the source, and then I just think that there some people in the world are born into a luckier life than others, and yet we're all the same. We're all people. We all have the same feelings, and it's important to me to try to use whatever tools or opportunities that I've been given to try to help somebody else. Is a little hard.
Yeah, I'm very thankful that you do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone's like feeling the little hearts out there. It's like, yeah. We did it right here. Everyone's like, good job.
I like that. I know you've probably been asked this like a million times, but
I'm gonna ask it again.
did you do your own stunts on Bring It On and some of Buffy?
I did most of them.
No. I knew it too.
Okay, that one giant crazy flip and Bring It On I didn't do. And then there were a few things that Fox wouldn't let us do on Buffy. But I liked to always do as much as I possibly could and that they would allow me to do, which was a lot.
Well, I used to be a gymnast, and just to see the ability to do that, it's just amazing.
Thank you.
So,
I was by far the worst cheerleader and dancer when we started that project because I used to, I'm not proud of it today, but I used to fight the cheerleaders and show up on, at football games in an Army Navy jacket with black hair and be really, be kind of mean. But so I really was kind of the anti-cheerleader, but then when I signed up for Bring It On, we had 4 weeks of cheerleading boot camp. And they would have to have special Eliza days. So the hardest thing for them at the time was teaching me to smile and give big cheer face, that big, I would get into it, I would get really serious, really competitive, and look like I was fake fighting. And they're like, no, you gotta be happy, you gotta be really, So, well, that takes it up.
I'm going to be in the same room as you.
Thank you, you're sweet. We were shooting the finale, and it was the most embarrassing possible situation. We were like the huge set, and there were like 200 extras, and it's when we jump off the truck, and I run out with like my giant gun, and I just completely was wearing these boots, and I walked out, there were 4 cameras rolling, and I went to like shoot some guy, and my boot just slipped, and I went up and I cracked my elbow coming down, and I shot some dude by accident, and I went to the hospital, and but then I came back and we finished it up. But it was like on 5 cameras, so it wasn't one of those like, hope no one saw. It was epic like that.
Is that somewhere on YouTube?
I hope not. I tried to, like shake everyone down and tell them I would hurt them. And then, other just kind of like regular injuries. I remember when I did True Lies with Jamie Lee Curtis, and she did so many of her own stunts for in the limo. Did you guys see True Lies? Where she was like, the limo goes and she comes up, and so I was with my stepdad. He was my guardian at the time in Miami, and like Jamie Lee Curtis, she was like hot. She was a hot mama, and she would like come to our hotel after work, and she would be wearing like men's Calvin Klein boxer briefs, and she'd come in, she'd be like, check out my wounds, and she'd be like pulling down her pants. My stepfather was like sweating in his chair, like just stripping and showing like, I'm talking massive, like she went through it on that movie. So from that, I was like, that's badass to have like war scars from the day. So I used to be proud to and do the same thing.
Do you have any battle scars now?
I'm gonna say yes, I do. Talk later.
Alright, this is on behalf of somebody who couldn't be here tonight, but my dad wants to know if you'll go out on a date with him.
Oh.
Now that we opened up that area, I'm only in town for like a couple hours, and my man is somewhere in here, so it's a double date maybe, but Foxy's in the back over there, he's like, no. He's like, where's your dad? I don't care how old he is. Tell him I said what's up.
I loved Dollhouse.
Nice costume. I want everyone to give this girl a round of applause.
I mean, it's sore.
Get down with your bad self.
I love Dollhouse. Like I watched it all the way through like 7 times. It's like that. Like
Wow.
my friends have had interventions for me. What did you think about the epitaphs? How did you feel about ending it that way?
At first I thought it was a little weird. Like I was like, what are you doing? I don't really get it. But then I loved it, and I just remember watching them, and I cried. I thought it was just wildly creative and wildly creative and very Joss to just get real different like that. And then of course it's unfortunate that the show had to end, but it was lovely that they gave us to play. They gave us the rest of the season to play out, and then we got to kind of like wrap it up a bit, and so I was really pleased about that. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. And I had to let Joss go to that Avengers movie, so look for the team.
Whedon is my god. You are one of the goddesses of Whedon.
I'll take it.
Okay. In the Buffyverse, which was your favorite episode, not necessarily with you in it? And then in Dollhouse, which was your favorite imprint to play?
We would sing our little faces off when we would be shooting over on Buffy. Sarah actually, she loves to sing, and I think we would sing Rent songs, like nonstop, like while we were handcuffed together, like beating each other off the building. So the musical Buffy was was a lot of feeling, and that was a lot of yumminess, and so that would have been fun to play in, and even though I didn't, it was awesome. My favorite imprint? It's hard to pick favorites. There were a lot of good ones. I mean, I know that the what's it called? The bow hunting one was a lot of fun because I like being outdoors and, you know, to get paid to go like river raft and, you know, run through the forest, and I like that kind of stuff. I also enjoyed playing what's that chick's name? What's her name's friend? The older lady. No?
Adele.
Margaret?
Adele.
Yeah, her friend. Haunted? No.
I know what episode you're talking about, the funeral one.
Totally. That one. I enjoyed that because it was a challenge, and because, you know, Joss has this thing where he's like, oh, I know you, and your comfort lies in your hair, and so I'm gonna try to take you out of your comfort zone as much as I can on this show, because I have a thing about updos. It's hard for me to wear my hair up. I just feel very exposed, and I want to like whip around and punch somebody. And so he made me like just really tie my hair tight up in that episode and be like very ladylike and be very proper, and so it was challenging, but I was like, yeah, Joss, bring it, bring it. It was fun too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are you filming this whole thing? I'm gonna watch it like all night over and over. Go to bed! Rewind.
Upcoming projects, anything you can talk about, and could you go into a little of your character building process, kind of research, what kind of work you do when you're working on a character or a role you're playing?
Well, upcoming projects, you know, my brother and I are producing under our Boston Diva Productions banner, and we have a couple films in development, but I can't really talk about because you gotta be, you know, stealthy and people will steal your ideas in this town. So we have a couple film projects, we have a TV project, and then we have our Albanian documentary that we're working on, and I just love traveling, as some of you know, and so I would love to just have something on the side where I get to travel and film it and bring you all with me. And then as far as character development, I mean, it just depends. I mean, when I played a junkie in City by the Sea, I didn't go out and shoot smack, but I tried to just lock myself in my hotel room and think really dark and sick thoughts and not sleep and smoke cigarettes all night and crack out in non-cracky ways. And then bring it on, you know, just get hanging around with a lot of cheerleaders and learning how to smile and learning how to be like really intense. And it's just, everyone's different, you know, and I think, I don't know, I mean, I'm definitely, I don't think, like a super method actor, but...
Not a Strasbourg school kind of thing?
No,
you
I
don't
mean...
sit down and write out all your little beats and
What was it, Anthony Hopkins, and he's like, how did you play that crazy, how did you play Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs? And he was like, I thought about what it would be like to be a crazy person. And I was like that. You know, just different folks, different strokes.
It sounds like sort of like the Olivier approach when he was doing Marathon Man with Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman stayed up for like 3 days without sleeping, and Olivier said, why don't you try acting, my boy?
Yeah, but you know, everyone's different. I mean, I remember Franco in that movie was like, he was super into it, and he was like living in the bridges and not showering for days on end. And like, he was really, I mean, everyone has a different process, and I think whatever gets her done for each different person.
Okay, well, quick wrap-up thought then. What difference did you see doing voiceover work? Same process, different process. I realize that there's no physical preparation for that.
Yeah, but I still like to go through the same. I mean, I treat it the same because you're sort of you're acting it out in the room, and you want it to sound most authentic. And anytime I have a project, I mean, I have coaches that I work with and go through, and I do for a lot of things, layer in like my own kind of subtext to make it like really gnarly and personal. And then for the voiceover stuff, it's similar preparation, but you get to like go in sweatpants, and, you know, you don't have to do all this.
Do you get the other actors in the room so that you can work off of each other when you're doing that?
Oftentimes, yes, and that's very cool because watching some of those guys like really get into it is so impressive and so trippy. I mean, I try to just like mimic and absorb everything that I see them doing because it's really quite a skill.
Awesome, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. That was like the quietest comment. It like slowly started to travel. Hi, go Taurus. Hey, kind of like the Clovers though, they were kind of fierce.
They were pretty fierce. When that movie came out, I was actually working in a Blockbuster, and we would play that movie nonstop from like the second we opened the door until we closed it. So I can still pretty much quote the whole entire movie. So,
Nice.
yeah. So I have two things for you. One, what has been your favorite character or role that you've played? And two, can you please do spirit fingers for me?
Only if you do them first. That's like a crazy spirit finger. That was spirit fingers. That was just like, that's a book. A for effort. What was my favorite role? It's too hard to like pick a favorite, you know? And I mean, it's been a 20, God, it makes me feel old to say it's been a 20-year career, but it has. It's been 20, longer. It's been almost 22 years, and I feel like every role happened at like a certain time in my life where there was something important going on, and so I can't really pick a favorite.
Can you pick a couple favorites maybe?
I loved Faith. I mean, come on, that was one of my.
Woo!
Yeah, there you go. You sort of get enough, like, you know, maybe one opportunity like that in a lifetime or in a career, and I really loved that little beast. And then Dollhouse was awesome because it was so many characters. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, I did a movie called Nobel Son, and I loved that character, City Hall, because she was just such a spaz, and I loved spazzy characters. I loved my role in Alphabet Killer. That one, thank you. Like, there are a lot. There are a lot. Thank you.
Can you guys all do spirit fingers?
All the flashes went off. Like, get a life, Dushku.
Okay, cake or pie?
Depending on how you're using it, I think. I like cake. I'm a cake girl. How old are you? You're 10. Got it. Good question. Thanks for coming out.
I don't think you had those thoughts until you
Always
said
offends children at these things. Or their parents. Hi.
I just have to ask, is there any role that you didn't get that you were extremely disappointed over? Like,
Yeah.
what was the
You
worst?
in 22 years?
What was the worst one, I guess?
I mean, Mama Judy, my mother was like devastated when I didn't get the Secret Garden when I was like 11 years old. You know that movie? She like went out and bought me like the Laura Ashley dress, and she was like, "You have to get this movie." And I like would not put the dress on, and I tanked the meeting because I think I like slipped off the casting director. They're like, "Yeah, you're not a little lovely girl." But then I don't know. There have been a few, but you know, no regrets. Everything happens for a reason. It is what it is. There's enough roles for everybody to go around. Yep.
One person.
Hi.
I have another like randomish question. Imagine you're trapped on a desert island with no way to escape whatsoever,
Okay.
and the only means of sustenance is a mythical creature. What mythical creature would you want that to be?
Who are you right now? I mean, with like like my jet lag. I should be able to really dive into this one. But I mean, can you give me like multiple choice? Yeah, it's your questions.
Yeah, I don't have to answer it.
Go back and then think about it and come back. No. I would eat a fairy.
She's not coming here, Moose, later.
Pretty good? Okay. Next time, give me multiple choice.
Hi. Back when Angel ended, there were like rumblings of a Spike movie or like a Giles spinoff. Did you have any discussions like that about being involved in those or?
No.
No?
No. I didn't know that. We talked about a Faith spinoff, but it just sort of wasn't, it was so fresh after Buffy had ended, and it just, you know, Angel was already doing its thing, and you know, I'd been playing Faith for some time, and Joss was kind of looking to take a little bit of a break, and I really only wanted to follow him in down those waters. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm a big fan of the Wrong Turn movie.
Are you? Thank you.
What was it like getting chased by mutant cannibals? Or did anybody get hurt on the set? Or?
It was, I mean, it's always like the psycho, scary looking cannibals are like the nicest guys in the world. So like, from action to cut, they're like, they're chasing you and trying to kill you, and then they're like, hey, can I get you a cup of tea? And they're so nice and sweet, and the giant was like such a love, the big giant one. And then that movie was just, it was a lot of fun. The only rough part was the poison ivy everywhere in Toronto, because when we started the film, the locations scouts went out with the director and picked the locations, and then when we showed up to shoot, they had like done a nice thing, which was clear all the poison ivy out of the areas we were shooting in. But then the director got there, and he's like, "This isn't the location I chose. I wanted the really ivy-covered one." And so we would go to another location where there was all that lovely ivy, and then I ended up with like poison ivy all over my body, and I had to go on David Letterman, and I mean, not to be grotesque, but I had poison ivy all over my back end, and it was just like appalling, and I had to get a shot of cortisone right before the show from this hot Polish doctor in my hotel room. Sorry, it was years ago before you knew me. And I just remember being like, well, this is never gonna happen. Here we go. Like, it was just appalling.
You've been in West Virginia then?
No, I have not. I've been to a regular Virginia. Not Melissa.
That's all, thank you.
We have a little less than 10 minutes left, so we're going to try to get through as much of the remaining line as we can.
He will not be rewinding and playing that part again. I know.
Eliza, thanks for coming to Columbus. It's a great opportunity. My girlfriend Katie and I are so excited to meet you. We have a friend named Matthew who's in the intensive care unit in our hometown of Fort Thomas, Kentucky. He has diabetic complications. We were just wondering, girlfriend's Katie is videotaping. I was wondering if you could give him some get well wishes.
This is to Michael?
To Matthew.
Matthew! Erase that. Rewind. Matthew! Hey, Matthew, buddy, hang in there. Hopefully we see you next year at this thing.
He's getting good.
Awesome.
But Katie, if you could keep that rolling, I have one more thing.
And then go home and edit it properly.
So Eliza is a fellow romantic. I just wanted to tell you that I love Katie with all my heart, and I want to spend the rest of my life with her. And with your blessing, I would like to ask Katie to marry me.
Stop it!
working with David Boreanaz.
Follow-up question.
It's hard to follow that.
I know, and no, David's great. I mean, I could have dealt with less like flashing from him, to just flash everybody, and that was appalling. But otherwise, he's a really funny, really swell guy.
And I guess my second question is, if you had to choose, who's hotter, Spike or Angel?
Oh my God.
Angel!
You know, it was nice to get a little of both. It was nice.
Good answer, kind of cop out.
Keep it mixed up.
And it's I didn't even know you were going to be here. I saw you on the list when I got here. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I gave the classic check.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Good to be here. Good to be back in Ohio. I have my cousin, my niece is she here? Jen, are you here? My niece? No, she's not here. But she's coming, and she's a Columbus girl, and my stepsister lives here. And then I was here a couple years ago during an election for Kerry. We did a Bring Back Ohio bus tour, and hope the good people of Ohio get out and vote this election. And know the candidates and know the difference. Hi.
Hello. Okay, so if vampires were real, which would you choose, from your normal life right now or your Buffy life?
I need a fairy! What was the question again? If vampires were real, I keep going there.
Would you choose from your normal life right now or from your Buffy life?
What, to kill them, or what do you mean?
Yeah, which one would you live? Would you be just the normal person that you are now, or would you be a vampire hunter?
Oh, you put it like that. You know, I'd help out sometimes, but I wouldn't make it like my full-time job. That's a lot. I'd want like vacation.
Alright, well, thank you.
Again, she's annoyed at my answer. Really wasn't what I was looking for. I'd help out. I would. Hi. What's up?
Do you dance?
What?
Do I?
I do. I'm not gonna dance right now though. How cute you are. I'm not gonna get up and dance right now, but I do. Do you dance? I'm just making everyone disappointed. Show me something. What kind of? Can you do like the new Gangnam Style dance or something? Come on. What kind of dancing do you like? What kind of dance do you like? Like freestyle, like Dancing with the Stars? What are we talking? Dancing with the Stars. What? We're talking to the kids. I love to dance. But it's hard because whenever someone tries to teach me how to dance, a lot of dances, the man leads, and I'm not very good at being led by men. So I've been in, South America or Latin countries where the dance is like the salsa and merengue. You're led by a guy, and they're always like, "What is wrong with you? You cannot be led." And it's true. I like to just freestyle and do my own thing. Wow. You should be on YouTube. Get like crazy hits. What's that? America's Got Talent. X Factor. Wait, X Factor singing.
Unfortunately, this is going to have to be our last question.
He's like, she's like, thank God, leave me alone. Question, my mom put me up to it.
First off, I don't think a fairy would be that filly. Over it, bigger, it'll feed you longer. But second question, my actual question is,
on that.
I heard that there was like a 5-year plan originally for Dollhouse. So if it had actually gone the 5 years, would it have ended the same way? Was that kind of the end game, or did you all just kind of like, well, we don't really have a lot of time, let's just do this?
Probably the latter. I'm gonna guess. Yeah, we had some other stuff we wanted to do, but it was sort of an abrupt All right, how do we wrap this thing up? So,
That was horrible.
what's
That
that?
was a great injustice to America.
Again, you know, I had to let him go and rock out some Avengers action. But no, it was a bummer. And but on a lot of shows they let you go, and so like on True Calling, like they pull the plug and it's like don't show up to work tomorrow, and you
I
get
was mad about that one too, because Fox never
Yeah.
said anything, it just stopped airing.
Yep. So, you know, when you look at the two, it was really nice that that Fox gave us the chance to finish it off and kind of have two complete seasons there. Yeah. Gratitude, right?
Yeah. Thankful for what we've got. Don't forget the white rice for your phone.
What's that? Oh, thank the white rice.
The white rice.
Thank you. It's working.
He's still on the phone, nice.
Well, with that, is there any place that we can follow you online, any websites we need to check out, Twitter, Facebook, anything like that?
Yes, my friend, there is. You can follow me. Now that you mention it. I'm at Eliza Dushku on Twitter. I don't stand by everything I say on there because I'm drunk half the time. And then I'm on Facebook, Eliza Dushku, my official fan page. You can probably find it. And then we're working on like a new big website action where we really want to like integrate the community and have people like you guys and have, you know, guest posts and really like make it interactive thing. And then if any of you guys get a chance and you want to see me in my rap debut on the Jay Saul show, yeah,
It was so
you
good.
can go on YouTube and look up my console video because it's real.
I think on behalf of everybody here, thank you for your time.
Thank you.